Right now, it's the final weekend before the midterm election. How local groups, politicians, and political parties are making one final push to win your vote. Plus, the Badgers are out for some redemption this weekend after falling out of the top 25 last week. We're looking ahead to kickoff at Camp Randall today. And got candy? You have a chance to get rid of some of your excess Halloween candy for a good cause and a possible prize.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning, Saturday, 8 a.m. on this November 3rd. I'm Josh Breiter with meteorologist Chris Reese. A great start to the morning. Not too bad out there. A beautiful sunrise shot.
We did have a beautiful sunrise. It came with some red skies as well, and there's a saying, red skies at morning, sailor's morning.
Look out.
Yep, that's a sign of things that are to come later on, but right now we do have dry weather in play. A little cooler as well. There's the cloud cover out there. The temperature 37 degrees. Winds are out of the east at 5. That's about as slow as winds are going to be today. We're going to see those picking up. Temperature should warm up a few more degrees as well, but as the cloud cover increases, the slower those temperatures will be to respond. 30s all across the board. We even have some upper 20s showing up in Wautoma, 40 in Prairie du Chien, as well as Boscobel right now. Here's that cloud cover. You notice the thicker cloud cover just west of the Mississippi River Valley. That is all working its way into the region right now. That will come with rain chances, especially overnight tonight and through your Sunday. That rain could be heavy as well. We could be measuring it into the term inches, or at least close to an inch. So we'll see a lot of rain. 32 to 44 this morning. Of course, we've already broken past 32, but we should see temperatures warm through the middle 40s, 48 for those highs this afternoon. And then, of course, we are already looking ahead to Election Day, which is an alert day right now due to the anticipation of heavy rain along with high winds. I'll break down what all we can expect in the timing for Election Day coming up in Maine weather. Right now, we're looking at traffic. There are cars out now, but it is running smoothly still, so that is good news. A few brake lights showing up near the traffic lights at the Beltline and Stoughton Road.
And we get an extra hour of sleep tonight. I mean, could it get any better than that?
It cannot get any better. Tonight's going to be fantastic, especially when I wake up and know that I can sleep for another hour. It's going to be the best thing.
I agree.
Yep.
Thanks, Chris. With 3 days until the midterms, the final Marquette Law School poll released before the election shows the race between Governor Scott Walker and State Superintendent Tony Evers is tied. The poll conducted last week shows Walker and Evers tied at 47%. Poll director Charles Franklin says the exact same number of voters chose both Walker and Evers.
I'd be surprised if we see a really big change. I've been surprised before, but this last week may be a game of inches, maybe millimeters, to who gets the advantage. Very important issue.
Governor Walker led the race by 1 point in Marquette's polling earlier last month. That poll also shows Senator Tammy Baldwin maintaining a double-digit lead in the race for U.S. Senate. Baldwin is leading Republican Leah Vukmir 54 to 43%. She had a 10-point lead in the last poll. And in the race for Attorney General, incumbent Brad Schimmel leads challenger Josh Kaul by 2 points. Some 7% of voters polled, though, still don't know who they'll vote for in that race. Vice President Mike Pence hopes his visit to the Badger State today tips the scale in favor of Republican candidates this Tuesday. He's the latest big name to visit Wisconsin following visits by President Trump, former President Obama, and Vice President Joe Biden. Vice President Mike Pence will rally for his friend, Governor Walker, at a trucking company in Hudson today. He's been crisscrossing the country over the past week campaigning for Republicans in tight races. Governor Walker is activating the Wisconsin National Guard for Election Day, saying he wants the Guard's cybersecurity team ready to help election officials if needed. Election security has been a nationwide concern since Russian efforts in 2016 to target state networks. A Guard spokeswoman said the order will allow cybersecurity teams to deploy quickly if election clerks need help. Early voting totals ahead of next Tuesday's election have topped the 2014 midterm turnout at both the state and county levels. The Dane County Clerk's Office says more than 71,000 in-person and mail-in absentee ballots have been returned countywide. That's 28,000 more than in 2014. If you haven't already voted on Tuesday, voters in Wisconsin Dells will have the chance to approve a new school in the district where students are facing overcrowding. School officials there say the current high school is over its targeted capacity, and other schools in the district are running out of room as well. Voters have the chance to weigh in on whether to contribute $33 million taxpayer dollars to build a new high school off Highway 12 in the Dells on 80 acres of donated land. According to the district, about 45% of the $60 million project is already paid for through Wisconsin Dells and Lake Delton funds, along with donations. After voters rejected two similar referendums at different locations, the district's administrator hopes this third time is the charm.
We have science labs that haven't been touched for the last 20 years, and it's time to refresh the button on our educational facilities.
If approved by voters on Tuesday, the old high school will become a middle school for grades 6 to 8. The district administrator says the average cost to a taxpayer with a property value of $100,000 would be $86 a year. Also on the ballot, Dane County voters will be asked for their opinion on the so-called dark store loophole. That's the process that allows some big box retailers to be taxed at a lower rate because they're being assessed as if the store was vacant or dark. Opponents say small business owners and residents end up paying more to make up for lost revenue. Those in support of the current rules say the bigger stores are being unfairly targeted with higher rates. The referendum asks whether the state legislature should prevent companies from using the loophole to, quote, shift the tax burden to homeowners. Dane County is one of several municipalities in Wisconsin gauging the public's opinion on that topic. For more information on what you need to know before you head to the polls, just go to channel3000.com. You'll find a News 3 voter guide on our homepage. Be sure to make News 3 your election night destination for the fastest numbers and best analysis. At 7 p.m. on WISC, CBS News national coverage will begin. Who will control Congress? We'll break in with live local updates all night on WISC. Then starting at 8 p.m., you can watch continuous live local uninterrupted coverage on our digital platforms, Channel 3000, Facebook, and YouTube. At 9 p.m., our local coverage will be available on Fox 47. And then be sure to join in at 10 o'clock on WISC for election night coverage you can count on to be fast and accurate. Developing overnight, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum returned from campaigning for Florida governor to his home city after a deadly shooting left 2 people dead and 5 injured Friday. Gillum says he and Governor Rick Scott visited victims in the hospital. They were shot at a hot yoga studio in a busy shopping center. Police say a gunman opened fire before likely killing himself. They add that the people inside the yoga studio fought back against the gunman once he entered the building. Melissa Hutchinson was one of those people.
Yeah, I was able to be very calm in the situation. I'm CPR certified and first aid trained, so I just was there to help where I could. And I think when I was able to finally leave, it was a lot of emotions that just kind of came over me with it.
Police have identified the shooter as a 40-year-old man from Deltona, Florida. Officers are now searching his car, phone, and social media profiles to determine a motive. The Dodge County Sheriff's Office is confident they have a homicide suspect in custody, but deputies still are not releasing the names of the suspect or the victim, along with a lot of the details in this case.
There's a lot of investigation that still needs to go into this. A lot of intelligence we need to gather, and releasing some of that information too soon could compromise that investigation. So I'm going to withhold where on the property that body was located.
Deputies were called to a home in the town of Lebanon Wednesday night to investigate the death on Red Wing Road. The suspect is currently in custody on unrelated charges. The sheriff's office won't say how long the body was on the property or how the victim is related to the home, if at all, or what the suspect is being held for. Sheriff Schmidt did say the victim is a male, but didn't give an age. In other news this morning, the Badgers are back in town today. They're looking for some redemption after last week's loss to Northwestern. They'll kick off against Rutgers in just a few hours. Our Kevin Lewis has 3 things to watch for during the game.
The first thing to watch is a partial repeat of last week's first thing with a twist. Alex Hornibrook's availability. The Wisconsin quarterback passed concussion protocol and is cleared to play this afternoon against Rutgers. That doesn't mean he'll start or definitely play against the Scarlet Knights, but Hornibrook's a green light after missing last week's game at Northwestern. Jack Cohn filled in, did okay, but the Badgers offense looked disjointed and the team dropped to 5-3. Well, Wisconsin loves when that calendar turns from October to November. The Badgers have won 15 of their last 16 games in November. A win today means bowl eligibility for the 17th straight season, the longest streak in the Big Ten. Wisconsin's also 8-1 following a loss under Paul Chryst. The third thing, frankly, a thing I don't expect. Any wild cards, the Badgers can afford 0 mistakes if they have any hopes of a shot at the Big Ten West title. Wisconsin a 30.5-point favorite, and Rutgers 1-7 with losses to Illinois and Kansas, but few thought the Badgers would be in must-win mode with a month to go in the regular season. It's an 11 a.m. kickoff on Big Ten Network, and time permitting, we'll have highlights and post-game reaction on News 3 tonight at 6 o'clock. Enjoy the game.
Meanwhile, the Packers are hoping for their first road game win this weekend, tomorrow against the Patriots. After dropping one against the best team in the NFC last week, they'll have to try against the 6-2 Patriots.
We've won big games like this. We've won big games on national TV like this, and it gives you a ton of confidence, and that's what we need right now in this stretch. We need to have one of those signature wins midseason.
The Packers are currently third in the NFC North. They'll kick off on Sunday Night Football starting at 7:20. 11 minutes past 8 right now, and if your kids picked up more candy than you know what to do with this Halloween, or you just bought too much, you're not alone. To help parents take some of those sweets off their hands, Unity Point Health is holding several Halloween candy drop-off events. You can stop by their West Washington clinic during normal business hours from Monday through Wednesday next week. In exchange, kids will get a bag of goodies and be entered to win a family outing to Madison's Children's Museum. The candy collected will be shipped in care packages to soldiers serving overseas. Just about 8:12 now on this Saturday morning, and it's a chilly start out there, but today is definitely going to be the pick day of the weekend. Perfect for one of the final outdoor farmers markets of the season. Here's a live look over the Capitol this Saturday morning. You can see a little bit of the sun in the background. It's not going to be around for long. Chris is tracking some more rain in his first alert forecast. And there are several shows and movies for you to enjoy inside this weekend. Will has your 3 things to watch on News 3 this morning, Saturday.
Good Saturday morning. Lots of clouds moving back into the picture, along with temperatures that are still staying on the chilly side so far. I do think, though, we will end up staying chilly, but warmer tomorrow at least. 37 degrees right now in Madison, 40s as you work your way over towards the Mississippi River Valley. Winds are working their way out of the south and southeast today. That's going to be picking up as clouds move in from the other direction, the southwest. This is all where our weather system is coming from. It's brought a lot of rain to parts of Nebraska today, now working its way on into Iowa, and we will continue to watch that work into Iowa, at least as we go through the next 3 hours. It's not really fast moving. It's actually kind of slow, but it's taken a dip through the upper Midwest, and that's going to mean rain chances will be increasing for us as we go through today. Here we are at 8:30. You'll notice that's when the first rounds of rain will be working their way on in here. That first round gets through here quick, but the heavy rain comes in, especially as we go through your morning and throughout the day on Sunday. Winds are also going to be pretty gusty during that time. Let's go ahead and time out how that plays out for us. Throughout your Sunday morning, you will begin to watch those winds really increase. So these are sustained winds. Check out Milwaukee, sustained winds greater than 25 miles per hour. Here we'll have sustained winds right around 20 miles per hour. Gusts will be even greater. It'll take until Sunday afternoon before we begin to see those winds relax. But that's one system moving through here. The next one comes in as we head into your election day. That one will likely bring rain and wind along with cooler temperatures behind it. So we do have an alert day for your voting day, and that is simply because we are expecting a very wet day full of rainfall as well, along with the wind. In fact, between tomorrow's system and the election day system, we could see upwards of 2 inches of rain, if not more. All followed up by colder air working its way into the region by the weekend. And that shot of cold air does at least have the chance to throw some snow our way into the weekend. So we're going to be watching that one very, very closely. Still some questions that remain to be answered Thursday into Friday. One thing is for sure, though, we do get cold as we head into this time next week.
Some changes on the way.
Yes, some changes on the way, along with an extra hour of sleep on the way tonight. We are changing daylight savings as well.
It'll be brighter out there for you in the morning.
Yeah, that's good news. Darker early, though.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
It is 8:17 this morning, and the band Kiss is saying goodbye, kicking off their farewell tour early next year. The rock band announced the first wave of concert dates with stops at New York's Madison Square Garden and the Forum in Los Angeles. They'll kick off the tour in January in Canada. Kiss will also perform at the Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee come March 1st. Tickets just went on sale yesterday. Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga's soundtrack for their remake of A Star is Born is breaking Billboard records. It's the first soundtrack to snag the top spot on the Billboard 200 chart for the third straight week in more than a decade. It's also Lady Gaga's longest held #1 album. Movies just out on video, streaming online, and digitally mastered re-releases top Will Loper's list this weekend. Here are his 3 things to watch.
It's a stick. Do you know how to drive a stick? I'm so sorry. It's an emergency. Oh my God. Do you know how to change a gear? What's a gear? Okay. Get out. It wasn't so bad.
New on home video this week is The Spy Who Dumped Me.
We just want to talk about your boyfriend.
But he dumped me.
Drew was CIA.
I'm sorry, what?
Some bad people are after me. Now they're after you.
Mila Kunis and Kate McKinnon star as best friends who get sucked into an international assassination plot and must survive.
If we don't deliver this package, Vivian, a lot of people are going to die.
Do you want to die having never been to Europe? Or do you want to go to Europe and die having been to Europe?
Why are those my only 2 options?
The Spy Who Dumped Me is available to rent or buy everywhere now.
God, I killed someone! I killed someone! Stop yelling that!
You were employed at the Homecoming Transitional Support Center?
How do you feel? Happy.
What were your duties there?
I don't know.
You don't know.
New this week on Amazon Prime Video is the series Homecoming.
Homecoming is a safe space to process your military experience and think about what comes next.
Julia Roberts stars in the psychological thriller as a caseworker helping soldiers return to civilian life.
I warned them about her. Warn them about what? Who's hiding?
All episodes of Homecoming are available to stream on Amazon Prime Video now.
You're worried?
Aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Who are you?
No one of consequence.
I must know.
Get used to disappointment.
Okay.
Finally, a new digital restoration of The Princess Bride has arrived this week on Criterion.
Fencing, fighting, torture, revenge, giants, monsters, chases, escapes, true love, miracles.
Doesn't sound too bad. I'll try and stay awake.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Very nice of you.
The classic fantasy adventure follows Wesley, Princess Buttercup, and that guy who says inconceivable as they try to find their happily ever after.
You could die too, for all I care.
Oh!
As you wish.
Oh, my sweet Wesley. What have I done? Ow! Oh!
The Princess Bride Criterion is available to buy on home video now.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable. You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Happy watching. Those are the 3 things you need to watch. And this is Will Loper for News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Former First Lady Michelle Obama is bringing out an all-star lineup of celebrities for her book tour. Moderators include Oprah Winfrey, Reese Witherspoon, and Sarah Jessica Parker. Michelle Obama will release her memoir, Becoming, on November 13th. Her tour starts in Chicago with stops in 11 other cities, including Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and New York City. 8:22 this morning. If your weekend plans include disposing of your pumpkins or cleaning up your yard, we've got a reminder from the city on pickup. Plus, no more, no wake. There's some good news for people hoping to take advantage of some of Madison's lakes ahead of the winter freeze. Thanks for watching News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Welcome back at 8:25. There's some good news for boaters this weekend, although it comes rather late in the season. Slow no wake orders have been lifted from some area lakes. This comes as water levels continue to recede from the summer's historic rains. You can now freely enjoy Lakes Mendota and Wabisa. The no wake order for Lakes Monona and Kaganza are still in effect, though. Officials do want to remind boaters that there is always a no wake order 200 feet from the shore. If you're trying to get rid of your old pumpkins or clean up your yard this weekend, we've got a reminder from the city about pickup. Crews are still going around in some area neighborhoods collecting your leaves and yard waste this fall. That includes weeds, yard trimmings, and anything left over from Halloween. You're asked to separate that stuff from any brush, as branches and other big tree clippings won't be picked up. Some areas have already wrapped up fall pickup. You can check out the schedule for yourself on the City of Madison's website. 8:26 right now. Still to come this morning, making music, sharing art, and spreading joy. This month's Morning Notes features an artist for the whole family to enjoy. The news is back on News 3 This Morning, Saturday. Office by day, stage by night. A Madison woman is living her dream and drawing crowds while doing it. This month's Morning Notes segment is coming up.
This is News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Good Saturday morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning, Saturday, 8:30 on this November 3rd. I'm Josh Breiter. Meteorologist Chris Reese is tracking some more rain in his forecast in just a moment, but first, here's what's happening this morning. Police are searching through the car, phone, and social media profiles of a man who they say shot and killed 2 people and injured 5 inside a Florida yoga studio. It happened late Friday inside a busy shopping center in Tallahassee. Police say a gunman opened fire before likely killing himself. Florida's Governor Rick Scott and Tallahassee's Mayor Andrew Gillum are both running for office this Tuesday. They stopped campaigning to visit the victims and their families in the hospital. Vice President Mike Pence is returning to Wisconsin today to show his support for Governor Scott Walker ahead of next week's midterms. Pence and Walker will be in the northwestern part of the state, holding a rally in Hudson. It's the vice president's second trip to the Badger State in the past month. He also campaigned for Walker in Green Bay and Eau Claire in early October. Wisconsin quarterback Alex Hornibrook will be back on the field when the Badgers kick off later this morning. Hornibrook missed last week's game at Northwestern with a concussion. The team's offense struggled in Hornibrook's absence last week and turned the ball over multiple times, leading to a 31-17 loss. Kickoff against Rutgers is set for 11 o'clock this morning at Camp Randall. You can watch the game on the Big Ten Network. If your kids picked up more candy than you know what to do with this Halloween, you are not alone. To help parents take some of those sweet treats off their hands, Unity Point Health is holding several Halloween candy drop-off events this week. You can stop by their West Wash clinic during normal business hours on Monday through Wednesday next week. In exchange, kids will get a bag of some other goodies and be entered to win a family outing to Madison's Children's Museum. The candy collected will be shipped in care packages to soldiers serving overseas. 8:32 right now and dry out there right now, Chris, but it's looking a little wet this weekend.
Yeah, we will be seeing some of those rain chances return to the picture, but today will be the driest day of the weekend, so take time and enjoy that. Clouds on the horizon, but a little bit of sun just beneath that as these clouds continue to stream on in from the south and southwest. They're keeping temperatures at bay, though, so we've been at 37 for the past several hours. We're likely going to be staying that way until we can finally get those temperatures to respond. I expect them to make it into the 40s eventually. Let's show temperatures across the southern half of the state right now. Some folks are pretty cold. Watoma is at 28 degrees, 34 in Janesville. We go over towards Boscobel, it's 40 there, same for La Crosse and Prairie du Chien. And that warmer air is also where the cloud cover is at its heaviest across the southwestern tier of the state. All of this getting ready to work its way across the river into western Wisconsin. So that means we'll be seeing the cloud cover increase throughout the morning. I do think we will reach 44 as we get you towards lunchtime, then top out about 11 degrees warmer than we are right now at 48 degrees as we head into the afternoon and evening. And of course, we're also watching the potential for heavy rain on your election day. We're going to be breaking down the timing and impacts with that coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. As far as first alert traffic out there, things are running smoothly. We are seeing more cars on the road, but no major issues showing up as of yet. A few slowdowns in spots, but here's the deal. If you had plans to get out today, I'd take advantage of it. I know it's one of the last outdoor farmers markets of the season, and we are expecting dry weather. Josh?
All right, Chris, thank you so much. By day, Angela Puerta works as an urban planner for the city of Madison. But out of the office, she's working on music, playing with multiple bands, as well as her own solo act. We chatted with Angela at her recent stop at the Overture and listened to her art come to life at Cafe Coda. Enjoy her sound in this month's Morning Notes.
To label music is just myself. It's a little bit of this Latin person here with some rock influences and pop, merengue, salsa. It's a fusion of things. So I started with rock. Basically with Alanis Morissette, Cranberries. I'm originally from Colombia, and I did a bachelor's degree in architecture while I was in Colombia. And I applied for a master's degree in urban and regional planning here at the UW Madison, and that's how I ended up in Madison.
The idea of Cafe Coda is is to present traditional contemporary live jazz music and provide a facility where groups from around the world can perform here in Madison.
Well, my mom is a singer, so I started listening to rancheras, which is a Mexican rhythm, but she used to sing rancheras and other Colombian traditional styles. My mom said, like, you know, this is a very hard career for you, and if you want to pursue it, do it, but as a hobby, because it's hard to make a living with it. I decided to bet for this passion, and I'm investing all my money and my time, my free time on music, so I'm doing both. So they are very proud, they're very, very happy, and I think that that's what they wanted me to do, to pursue my dreams with a stable lifestyle. And I think I have it. I have it, and I'm living a dream.
Excellent music there. Thanks to photojournalist Christopher Habaker for putting that together for us. You can hear more of Angela's music on iTunes, and there's a live jazz music at Cafe Coda's new Willie Street location every Wednesday through Saturday. Well, it's 8:37 right now, and if you're looking for some other than live music to enjoy this weekend, we've got you covered. From a pair of classic one-act operas to a musical cornucopia benefiting our neighbors in need, Chris is joining me next for the Weekend 608, only on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
Temperatures are still in the upper 30s. It's going on to trend like we're going to be stuck there. I'm hoping that we can truly warm up, but as long as this cloud cover is there, it's just kind of stuck that way. We should, keyword should, see temperatures making it into the upper 40s today underneath that cloud cover, and that's just because we should see a surge of some warmer air coming in from the south and west. Winds will be turning more southerly as well, but expect a high right around 48 this afternoon. The true warmer temperature should come in for Sunday. Oh yeah,
my favorite.
We get an extra hour of sleep tonight. Go ahead and celebrate that, raise awareness, and don't end up somewhere tomorrow an hour early, because then you just look weird and then you didn't get to sleep.
Yeah, hopefully you remember so then you can join us tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. That's true. Otherwise, you'll join us an hour early and think, where are Chris and Josh?
Where are they?
We're in bed.
All right, well, it is the weekend in the 608.
Hey, here's a look at what's going on in and around the Madison area.
You can double your enjoyment at the opera this weekend. The Madison Opera presents 2 classic one-act operas, also called a double bill. Buy a ticket to one and you'll get to see both. The shows were composed in the 1890s and haven't been performed in Madison in more than 30 years. If you missed last night's show, you can catch it again tomorrow at 2:30 over at the Overture Center.
And a timely political production just in time for the midterm election. Madison's Theater Guild opens The Best Man, a play about 2 candidates, one ethical, one not so much. Both men are vying for the presidential nomination in 1960. It's a political thriller with themes of ambition and scandal, playing at the Bartell Theater tonight, as well as the next 3 weekends with Friday and Saturday shows.
The 5th annual Flannel Fest brings together several regional American music makers tonight. This year the headliner is Chicago's Miles Nielsen and the Rusted Hearts. Local favorites in the lineup include Mascot Theory, the Beth Kill Band, and Driveway Thrift Dwellers. So break out your best flannel for the fest, which doubles as a fundraiser for the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund, a statewide nonprofit that keeps the heat and power on for needy residents. That show starts at 5 o'clock and runs until midnight over at the High Noon Saloon.
Well, with that extra hour of sleep, I know what I'm doing, grabbing the flannel tonight. And a special art exhibit is on display prior to Veterans Day on November 12th. The veteran print project, The Transience of Narrative, opens today in the Overture's Playhouse Gallery. For 10 years, the Veteran Project has brought veterans and artists together and produced works that help civilians understand the experience of past wars, along with ongoing conflicts in Iraq and Afghanistan. A special reception will be held next Monday, November 12th, and the project will be on display for the rest of the year.
As always, you can pick up a copy of this month's Madison magazine for all of the best in the Madison area. It is 8:44 right now and kind of a chilly start, and Mother Nature's being a little something this morning. She's not warming those temperatures up like we want them.
Yeah, she really is not warming those temperatures. It's cloudy as well. You are looking live over the Capitol. I'm tracking some rain that could impact some of your weekend plans. That's next on News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
But first, happy birthday to all of the kiddos turning 3 today. Happy birthday, Toby. Thanks for watching News 3 This Morning, Saturday.
It's Wisconsin in true upper Midwest fashion. We are seeing cooler temperatures and a lot of cloud cover out there today. Temperatures at 37 here in town, 30 in Stevens Point, Superior at 26. But warmer temperatures are being noted off to the south and west. That is where our next system will be working its way in from. In fact, that's where we find the heavier cloud cover just on the other side of the Mississippi River Valley, working its way across the state line there. We're seeing some cloud cover here in Madison as well. Here's the overall system, though. It's bringing a lot of rain that's working its way out of Nebraska and into Iowa right now. And essentially, this system's coiling up. Over the next 3 hours, you'll watch that rain continue as it just kind of takes a little, I like to call this a bowling ball path through the upper Midwest and towards the Great Lakes. So that's going to mean we're going to get in on a lot of wind, along with a lot of rain that will be on the increase. We're going to notice that rain coming in right around 8:30 or so tonight. Temperatures will be in the 40s, so it will be a cold rain. That lifts northward. Here comes the heavier rain into Sunday morning at 7:30. The rain's working its way on in from the south and west, and we're expecting a lot of heavy rain, folks, for a lot of spots, especially towards the south and west. But that rain will last all day, because here we are 12 hours later at 7:30 p.m. and it's still raining. And then finally we'll begin to transition things off to some light showers. But the wind will be picking up. We're talking sustained winds as we get into this time tomorrow, upwards of 20 miles per hour or so, gusting to 35 to 40. So it's going to be a blustery day as well. It won't be until the afternoon that we turn the wind off, but that system gets out of here, followed by the next system that's going to bring a lot of heavy rain and wind into your election day, followed by a temperature crash. We'll talk about that in a sec. But as you're going out to vote, I hope you don't let the rain stop you. But here's the deal. Do expect rain, so grab the umbrellas. By dinner time, some of that rain could be mixing in with at least a snowflake or two. But between the two systems, as we go through the next couple of days, we're looking at 2 inches of rain, if not even more than that. Here comes that cold air that follows that up. It's going to be coming out of Canada, and as that cold air dives down, you'll notice a lot of the core of that cold will be centered right over the upper Midwest. We're also going to have to watch for a region of low pressure developing along that has the potential to bring the first mix to snow of the season. Still a lot of questions that we have to answer on that one, but nonetheless, we will be watching it. Temperatures, whether or not we have a system or not, are very likely to get pretty chilly by this time next weekend. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention Tuesday is an alert day for all that rain coming in. So after that forecast, here's your pet walk. Go ahead and sit by the fireplace and think warm, happy thoughts.
Yes, we're going to need that. And a quick shout out down to the Evansville Police Department in Rock County. They're big fans of our show. They love our shenanigans.
Well, so thank you guys.
Yeah, we thank you for watching.
Yeah.
All right, well, we've been asking you to share your morning with us. Check out this photo. Brittany sent us this picture out of Menominee. This is Tainter Lake there. Gosh, that sun is just incredible. I love the reflection off the lake there, too.
The color of Wisconsin is a fire red.
It is amazing.
It is beautiful.
It is amazing. All right, well, be sure to take a picture and post it to the Channel 3000 Facebook page, Twitter, or Instagram, and you'll get a chance to share your morning with us, and we'll share it right here on News 3 This Morning. Be sure to stick with News 3 and Channel 3000 this weekend. Tonight at 6 and 10, how people here in Madison are honoring the people killed at a Pittsburgh synagogue 1 week later. But first, it takes a village. The Wisconsin School District taking learning to a new level, teaching students life lessons they'll never forget. News 3 This Morning Saturday will return in a moment. Welcome back at 8:54. You're probably familiar with the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Wisconsin School District is using that mentality to ensure their students are ready for the workforce.
And they're partnering with a local restaurant to create a village cafe for their students. Jarrell Ballard has the story.
It's a really good experience.
It's Monday, you're hungry and in the mood for some pizza during your lunch break.
Come on out and join us for a Monday lunch.
So you decide to wander over to Maryland's Fire Station and Catering in Medford, where the pizza is all you can eat.
We've been averaging about 30 to 40 people each Monday, and that doesn't include the orders ahead.
But on Mondays, this local restaurant is not your typical Monday lunch. The place is transformed into an interactive classroom for students with special needs.
Great opportunity for the kids. I mean, I could not replicate this in a classroom.
Maryland's partnered with the Medford School District Special Education Department to provide students with hands-on learning opportunities to prepare them for the workforce.
We proposed this concept to Maryland of creating some real-life work opportunities for our source students. And so at the beginning of this school year, we now have an all-you-can-eat pizza buffet lunch from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. here at Maryland's in Medford.
While most students might dread going back to school on Monday, these scholars can't wait for Monday to roll around. Students tell me it's their favorite day of the week.
Yeah, it's better than sitting in a classroom.
It's called the Village Cafe.
Well, there's a whole bunch of different stations. I was already the cashier, so now I'm in the dining room.
For the past 6 to 7 weeks, students have arrived faithfully, ready to get to work.
I think the students are gaining self-confidence. They're gaining vocational skills, whether it's checking in people as the cashier, whether it's waiting on them, whether it's food prep.
The first day was very, the kids were unsure of what to do, and now they're helping each other out.
All the proceeds raised during the 2-hour period are donated back to the school to help build a playground for students with special needs throughout the Medford area.
And this is why I'm doing this, is because all our proceeds go to our playground.
The playground the students helping fundraise for will cost $250,000. So far, the city has raised $100,000. The Village Cafe has helped contribute more than $500 and will run until the end of the school year. Pretty neat story there.
That is a pretty neat story. I always love the hands-on, the real-world experience.
Getting right into it. And you're getting right into that forecast, too.
Oh, yeah. We have a lot to track as we go through the next couple of days. One thing is a rainmaker with a lot of wind that's going to come tomorrow. We've got another one on Election Day. Because of the impact of the wind and rain on Election Day, that is why we've made that an alert day. So we're not expecting flooding or anything, but we just know a lot of people are going to want to be out, so we want to make sure you know what's going on. I'm watching Thursday and Friday closely. There are signs that we could have a system move through along a leading push of colder air. That could mean the first accumulating snow. We will see.
All right. It plays out. We'll have the latest tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful day.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.